Hello Pisces, my name is Jason. This is your general tarot reading for April 2019. It's a general reading, so it could be about love, career, questions at the forefront of your mind. You'll know in the first couple of minutes if this is resonating for you. If it isn't, or even if it is, please check out my readings for your moon and rising signs, as I find they resonate much more strongly than the sun sign. But for now, Pisces, you go into this period, the month of April, the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm feeling that there could be some kind of a payoff that you are receiving, perhaps some kind of a payout, or if it's not that, then you need to decide on resources, who gets what, when, how much, that kind of thing. So perhaps you've been entrusted somehow with maybe a deceased estate, or maybe just a budget for a project or something like that, and it's up to you to figure out who gets what, balance things out fairly and appropriately. Okay, what's crossing you is the King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands energy can be quite a fiery energy, quite often a fire sign. Perhaps this is like some kind of a supervisor, and maybe you're trying to impress them somehow. That's what I'm getting at the moment. We'll see how that plays out. But it's looking like you've got some resources that you're responsible for, and you need to allocate them somehow. Okay. Your conscious goal, you have the Tower card. So you want something to collapse, something to come down, okay? Perhaps things have been moving along not very smoothly, and there have been some red flags, and you haven't sort of really taken notice of them, but they were signs that the universe wants you to move on somehow. And you finally realize that, and this is what you want now. So you want something to really just collapse so you can start afresh. Okay, so perhaps I'm just feeling like, thinking of a building which is demolished, so you can put something a bit stronger up. Something like that. Could be a relationship, could be a job, or a certain project at work, or something which hasn't really been working that well, and you've just decided that, look, it just needs to go. And so that seems to be what you're trying to accomplish here. It's not necessarily a negative card, the Tower, and quite often what comes after the Tower is quite a positive card of hope, and certainly a sense of refreshment somehow. The unknown influence, you have the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups may be bringing you some kind of a message which will allow you to feel good about things. So it's not necessarily a practical card. The Knight of Cups, it could be a love offer, but I'm feeling this could be something someone says, or something you read, or a message which comes into you which gives you a great idea and some comfort somehow. Perhaps there is a person in your life who will come along and see you are struggling, and also see that you have perhaps done a good job at something, and they want to reward you for that, or if not reward you, recognize you. Okay, so I'm feeling that this recognition you receive will be well received, and it'll be something which helps validate you, helps you feel much better about the decisions that you've made somehow. Your past influence, you have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords talks about just having a rest. So perhaps you've been in a very quiet period, and now all of a sudden you've got a set of responsibilities you need to work through. But because you've had this rest, I'm feeling you're feeling quite okay about moving things along. Okay, so the Four of Swords is a card of meditation and reflection, And quite often when we come out of this period of reflection, we've changed our perspective on something. So perhaps you've come to something with a new perspective, a new sense of optimism, a new sense of ownership of being able to do some things by yourself, and confident that you are now in a space where you can deliver. Okay. The approaching influence. The approaching influence, you have the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, obviously here it looks like a sense of betrayal. Someone's just really gone nuts, stabbing someone in the back here. Now, if this has already happened, which I don't think it has so much, it's more a state of mind, feeling that everyone's against you perhaps, or that someone's doing something wrong, working behind the scenes almost. So perhaps there's some gossip or something. I'm feeling that it's only gossip, and I'm feeling that it's just a bit of jealousy for what you have and what you've accomplished. Perhaps there was some competition for a position and you won, and someone didn't like it. But look, again, it's only a state of mind, and if you have a look in the background, the sun's coming up. Okay, so the 10 usually indicates a completion of a cycle, but because this is in your approaching influence, perhaps it's just a really hard position that you've been in and you're finally getting out of that. Okay, you'll know what this is if this is for you. Okay, you've been in a place where perhaps you were surrounded by people and you didn't know who to trust, and there were some words said about you and you didn't deserve it and you were feeling really hard done by. But now you've made a decision to end all this with this tower here and starting to feel better about things. Okay, so we'll try and clarify some of that. Your talents. What are you bringing to the situation now? So look, you have the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands is a very happy card. It's a card of stability, especially in the home. So whatever challenges are coming for you, I'm feeling that the home environment is feeling pretty good at the moment, and it's giving you that confidence to be able to take these challenges because you're feeling very well grounded and secure in your home environment. Hopefully you are. In your environment, that is the way the world sees you, the way you see the world and your place in it, looks like there's an opportunity coming toward you. Okay, so perhaps this tower moment, the Six of Pentacles, this position of responsibility you have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is basically all these things that are going on are really an opportunity for you to move ahead. It's like there's a long-term success for you here. This is the universe handing you this pentacle and saying, here, do something with this. So you've got one pentacle here. See if you can get it to that little archway up that path there, and things will really go well for you, because archways in tarot generally represent happiness and abundance. And so all of this that's going on around you is looking like an opportunity. It may not feel like it at the moment, but it looks like it's leading that way. Your hopes and fears. Okay, you have the Two of Cups here. So the Two of Cups talks about finding a relationship, whether it's like a personal relationship or a work relationship, or finding a job, or something that you can be passionate about. But there's equal give and take here. So you'll see the couple here with the cups, and they're protected by that winged lion, and the staff between them with the snakes wrapped around it is called a caduceus, and that's an ancient symbol of trade, and it's an ancient symbol of give and take. And so you're hoping that whatever happens in this situation, whatever it is you're going through, it's going to pay off for you. You don't necessarily want to make $1 million out of it, but you want equal give and take. And I'm feeling this is about recognition somehow. So recognition that you've done a good job, and I'm feeling that is there with this, perhaps this Knight of Cups here. And the outcome. The outcome, you have the Fool card. Yes, the Fool card represents a sense of real freedom, a sense of courage, and if it's not courage, it's just like a carefree attitude. When you have that carefree attitude, you don't need courage because you don't care. You don't mind where you are led to. So what a beautiful way to have an outcome at the end of the month there, where you're feeling very free and you're vulnerable. Okay, you're not feeling like anyone's watching you, or you've got nothing to prove. You're just being yourself. And so what a great card to have. But we'll clarify these now. We'll clarify some of them and see where it goes, Pisces. Just wondering, so we've got the Six of Pentacles here. So you've been given some kind of a responsibility to allocate resources. But then there's this King of Wands crossing you. What's the King of Wands about? We know the King of Wands be a fire sign. Can be austere, but they're generally charismatic. Let's have a look and find out. They're generally pretty good leaders. Okay, the King, and unless he's reversed, then I don't do reversals, but I know when they do come out reversed accidentally for whatever reason, that can be well worth reading. This has popped out, Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Ace of Swords again. So you'll have clarity here about this. This King of Wands is going to help you realize something about yourself or about your life, okay, about your life direction. And so while you're doing this task of allocating resources, there's going to be some kind of epiphany for you, and you're going to say, I get it now. I'm going to change my priorities. Okay, so this can be a very liberating experience, I'm feeling, because you can cut yourself free with this sword and say, well, what's really important to me? And so perhaps this Tower here, the way you've been thinking about life, that's going to come down, okay, with the assistance of this Ace of Swords here, and a very liberating experience for you, as we saw here with the Fool card at the end of the month. So looking pretty good, Pisces. Let's have a look now. I was sort of curious about this, the Ten of Swords in the future influence. What was that all about? Why is the Ten of Swords here? Future influence or approaching influence for Pisces. Why is the Ten of Swords here? Remember, the Ten of Swords is a state of mind, a feeling of betrayal, feeling some gossip, perhaps some jealousy there, and it's probably due to your success. The King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups is generally a pretty positive kind of energy, and if it's in an approaching influence, perhaps I'm feeling this person's going to rescue you rather than get in your way. So whatever this Ten of Swords moment is, the King of Cups is quite often like a counselor or a mentor as well. So I'm feeling perhaps maybe this person, if you're having some kind of therapy or life coaching or something, this person will help you see that it's more about the way you're looking at things, which is impacting you rather than what people are doing. So people are always there's always going to be sort of rat bags around. There's not much you can do about that. This person here is going to show you perhaps a way to handle it. They might have like a strategy for you to, maybe a new way to meditate or a new way to look at things, to show you that things are not bad if you look at them as not being bad. They're just more of a learning experience. I hope that's making sense for you, Pisces. I'm pretty sure it will for someone. But anyway, so there's going to be some kind of a counsellor, some kind of a mentor who's going to almost protect you from feeling this Ten of Swords energy, okay? And they'll help you keep perspective somehow. So the Four of Wands here, that's what you're bringing at the moment. So a fairly strong place you're in at the moment, which is giving you the courage to move forward. And then you have in your environment the Ace of Pentacles. What's the Ace of Pentacles about? Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles for Pisces. And we have Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles is a young energy. Okay, the Page of Pentacles has good ideas, sees the long-term benefits of things. Okay, so you've got the Ace, and then you've got the Page backing it up. Okay, so it's about starting small and realizing that success doesn't usually come overnight. It takes work and it takes time for reputations to build, for advertising to start working, for the word to get out about who you are and what you do and what you're good at. Okay, and then it's just about, you know, the energy's working. Well, it might be a couple of months down the track before someone decides, oh, I need someone with these skills, and someone will mention your name. So that's what I'm feeling there, something like that, but it's looking very positive, but it's a long-term stable energy. So when the Page of Pentacles shows up, it can indicate the beginning of something moving forward, but it's a sure bet almost, okay? Now, let's have a look at the Two of Cups. I'm not really feeling drawn to the Two of Cups. Is this there's something about give and take. So you want this recognition, whatever this job you're doing, this project you're on at the moment, you want some kind of recognition for that. You don't want to be doing this for nothing. Okay, and money is not necessarily what you're looking for. So let's have a look. Why is the Two of Cups here for Pisces in April 2019? The hopes and fears. The Empress. Okay, so the Empress talks about new beginnings. Okay, so you're hoping that this is a beautiful card here. If it's about relationships, perhaps there's someone you're interested in. But look, you've got the Two of Cups, which represents equal give and take, and you've got the Empress here, who represents rebirth or new birth, new projects coming. Could be children, could be fertility. So perhaps you've been trying to have a baby, or you're planning having a child, and you're feeling as though the time is just about right. If it's not that, then it could be about starting a new business, starting something new which is going to give back, and it's looking like a partnership. Okay, so what a nice feeling. Now, with the Fool card in your outcome position, I'm not really feeling drawn to clarify the Fool. The Fool is just so pure. New start, a new sense of who you are, a sense of freedom, a sense of bravery, and because this is Aries season now, and this is a card of Aries, you've just had your birthday season last month, so this is about it's like you're young, you're feeling young and energized again because you're at the beginning of the zodiacal cycle, if you like. So feeling really good about things and about your ability to just go with the flow for a while and see where life takes you. Look, I hope that's made some sense for you, Pisces. Could have been a few things happening there for you. Please let me know if that's resonated for you, and of course like and subscribe, and hopefully talk to you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching.